This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. The Center for Disease Control has reported an outbreak of a new virus that affects the brain and regenerates dead tissue, prolonging life after clinical death.
As a result of the outbreak, your city or entire region may be endangered by a lethal agent. If conditions at your location make this a possibility, you need to consider staying in place until the threat has subsided or blown over.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wakey, wakey, rise and shine.
Take a deep breath and relax. It's all going to be fine.
Wakey, 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 wakey.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Dow Academy. Any content provided by bloggers or authors are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
Poetic syntax, but so to be the click. One time for your mind. My fruits of labor will have your conscience moving, similar to the apple that fell on Isaac Newton. Inside the future, sun I see era of the golden age coming back, it gets better. Change is inevitable, now we get poetical. Similar to incense, this will mess up your mindset. Originality is more than just a complex concept. The second information, what you possess in your temple. Cause even hip-hop was birthed out of simple. And now for the politics, now that we out of it, I grab a chalk and break bad mathematics. A veteran alchemist, I start the math lesson. On the graph, I beat the x-axis, I access your axis. The fact is you be like y-axis, your axis, I access and exit. And that's just a fact, kid. And it's a known fact, poetic as a fact. Y'all just run away, so you won't get known fact. And it's a known fact, poetic as a fact. Y'all just run away, so you won't get known fact.
Veteran, veteran. Veteran, veteran. Veteran. Veteran.
When I die, you bury me in a sarcophagus. Nothing new under the sun, that's what the knowledge is. I am the light you needed for photosynthesis. Hip-hop and so dark, no group, no emphasis. Structure my DNA will puzzle a biologist. I'm not a narcissist, but I insist. No experiments on my body by a mad scientist. With bosses take a syphilis, I spit so ridiculous. It's like if your hate smack, the way she is figureless. You can't move a muscle, we cut off your ligaments. You hardly train your thought, even a little bit. The brain is a muscle, you're not mentally fit. You just seem to be, but you fue más friendo. UFO like extraterrestrial. You ain't
The music just feels so good. You're on the number one.
Y'all just run away, so won't get no vet. And it's a no fact. Poetic is a vet. Y'all just run away, so won't get no vet.
Veteran, veteran. Veteran, veteran.
Yo, what's good? What's good? It's another beautiful Friday morning. Thank God it's Friday, and thank you guys for coming through. It is cold today, and if you're out there and if you're driving to work, this is for you right here. Yeah. It's the Friday after President's Day or Kama Day. I think it's Kama Day. And yeah, I hope you're doing good. I hope you had a great time yesterday just cooling out. This is Thank God It's Friday, straight out of Mochu D, the Dow Academy Primary Campus. That's where we're having our fun, and that's where we're going to grab you for the next hour or two. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we're allowed to do that. But it's a beautiful July 2nd, 2021, and welcome once again. Yeah, that there is quoting syntax. Poetic is a vet.
This is poetic.
Yeah. Poetic is a guy I bumped into a few years ago. Like might easily have been like 8 to 10 years ago. That's my dude right there. And I heard him freestyle and I fell in love almost immediately. And I was like, you know what? This dude has got to be doing something. And he did. The guy is amazing. You know what I'm saying? He's great. I love his music. And I cannot wait. to have him in the studio sometime soon. But what are you doing? What are you doing with yourself? Where you at? How did you spend yesterday? Hit us up. 267-75-341-347. If you're local, the number is 75-341-347. If you're international, don't forget that plus 267 right in front of it. Remember where we're at. We are at the Dow Academy Primary Campus right now. That's where our radio station is located. And this is where we're going to have you bumping for the next 43 minutes, I think. Yeah, maybe more. You never know. So let me just do a few things here and there just to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Give me a quick one. Where you at? Oh, you know what? We're gonna let that slide for now. Today is a very beautiful morning. It is colder than I had anticipated. I thought it was gonna be a little bit better, but goodness, wow, it is cold. Is it cold, guys, or is it just me? It's cold, eh? I'm cold. Yeah. The BET Awards took place a few days ago. Black Entertainment Television. The awards took, and it was one of the first times when they had crowds. They had the crowd back in the arena, and it was really dope from what I heard. I only watched the DMX tribute. I don't really watch these awards a whole lot, and I'm told it was really dope. The DMX tribute was great. But yeah, let's catch up with GT real quick while she's getting ready. What up, GT? What you doing today? You're freezing, you're cold. We're freezing, we are cold. I'm freezing and I'm cold as well. Like this morning, I was actually a little bit, how do you say, I think I was, what's the word? Like, it's like I was a little bit confused, you know? Because like I got in and some people said hi to me and I paused for a second. I was like, huh? And I was like, oh, hey, hi. And they were like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Is Mr. Cops in the building? Mr. Cops, where you are? We might be getting some guests coming in, so I just need you to check for me once they're in the waiting room. Please do that for me if you can, please. I'm begging you. Just monitor that. There's some people there's one person coming at 8:15. We got Lex who's going to join us at 8:15. And we're going to have Samba T at 8:40. Samba T just confirmed he's definitely going to be here with us. So GT, what you got for us today? What's going on? What's happening? What's popping? What's the news? What's new? Come on. Tell us. You can't say that. You're freezing. It's nothing. You ain't even going to tell the people the news, the good news. There's no good news.
On an EP.
You are working. GT is working on it. I'm glad y'all didn't hear the first part of that conversation because She was still warming up, and her mic was kind of unmute. My bad.
Okay. Yeah.
But you're working on an EP.
Yes.
Have you figured out your title yet? Actually, first of all, congratulations on that. You like that?
Thank you.
Have you figured out a title yet for your EP?
I'm trying to.
You're trying to get it.
I want a unique name.
You want a unique title.
Yeah.
I know we're waiting on that. We're definitely waiting. I'm excited for you. I'm so excited right now. Like, I cannot wait. But for now, let's go back to the music. We're gonna play you Coding Syntax because he's one of the earliest guys. Actually, gave us some beats for GT's EP. So let's get back to the music.
Said I am underground, never give it a groove us. And hip hoppers, radio, couple get it a dunkas with more calls. Said if it does not have a roll of boomty, buy it to get a rock on a trouble, keep a wretched and in get trouble. Welcome to Tokyo City, Mora the Goose, poetic professor, Mogala root. We the ancestors, mingle level to feel like the hardest semester. Push a piece of rigs, let my home mogas. The guy is busy, got one set of fats. We straight moving it, let the fears disappear like magic rubber moving it. How can I beat the moon? How can I see the fool? Rebaton Fetipo go. Carousel busy, no. How can I beat the moon? How can I see the fool? Rebaton Fetipo go.
Waking up with
Raza, hey, bota de raza, casela de gaputufa, ya, mosca vai zinha, mocinha com só de pizza, ao jack, trouble the skip again. 6 on my down, 6 down, got a 6 on my hot fight, 6 back, mosca, call, bota de pizza, no, how can I beat the moon? How can I see the fool? Rebaton Fetipo go. Carousel busy, no. How can I beat the moon? How can I see the fool? Rebaton Fetipo go. More than a pharaoh king, I am genius. I run Africa from GC to Egypt. You best believe it, I'm a puzzle of pieces, and father with me is more than a thesis. More than a thesis, I don't like pizza. How they damn pizza, le silo, rula un crepito. I'm bajo pizza, pero I wanna see you. What's on the pizza, no? How can I beat the moon? How can I see the fool? Rebaton Fetipo go. What's on the pizza, no? How can I beat the moon? How can I see the fool? Rebaton Fetipo go.
The music just feels so good. You're on the number one.
Welcome back. And GT, that was poetic. You heard that last verse?
The last line.
The last verse.
What did it say? Yeah.
Well, first of all, were you feeling that before I get going?
I
were you
was feeling the beat.
You were feeling the beat, huh?
Yeah, and the flow of kind of like the chorus.
Yeah. What were you feeling about it? Like what had you kind of like? You know, I was bobbing my head. I'm sure you know this. I was just like,
it's catchy. You know?
Catchy, yeah? Yeah, you like that. I like that you like that. That's good. In any case, I don't think our guest is here yet, so we're just gonna wait. You know, hip hop is very interesting, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hip hop is about being late.
Being fashionably
late. Like in the words of one Nasir Jones. You know Nasir Jones?
I think I do.
Nasir Jones. Come on.
Nasty
Nas, that's right. Nasir Jones. His other name is his real name, or his government name is Nasir Jones. Yeah, and of course we all know his stage name, his rap moniker is nah, it's not in your area. So yeah, he said never on schedule, but always on time. What does that when you hear that, what do you think about what does
Never on schedule.
never on schedule but always on time?
Never on schedule. You never do things accordingly, but like you do things well in time. I think
It's like
you don't follow no schedule. You just
Okay.
do things the way you want to do it, but as long as you do
right,
them right on
right.
time.
You kind of saving yourself. I like that. That's a good comeback. So basically, it means you don't drop in album. That's in album lingo, right? It basically means you don't drop when you're supposed to, but you drop when it is necessary.
Yeah.
Because he's one guy who's always pushing back his album. Like he'll be, 4th of September, Nas is dropping. No, more like 6th of October. But when he drops, everybody's like, oh my goodness, we needed that. The game needed that. Yeah. Quick news. Let's see what do we have here. So, hey, we have, again, I feel like in hip hop, just in general nowadays, we are kind of like, we're romanticizing announcing people's deaths.
What do you feel like we're romanticizing?
No, I'll tell you why I'm saying that. Like, I think for the third time in a row when a hip hop legend passes away, right? It's like it's announced a week before it's confirmed. It's like, oh, would like to announce the passing of DMX. Oh, actually, I'm DMX's publicist, and he hasn't passed on. He's still on ICU. And then, of course, a few days after that, oh, now DMX is passed on. It's like, it happened like twice before. And it's like, I don't understand that personally. I don't get it. And now what's happened is, so Biz Markie is like an old school hip hop legend, right? And he's been fighting for his life. He's been in hospital for like, I think over a month now. And of course, his friends and some of his peers have been asking the hip hop community to kind of like say a prayer for him, right? And I think yesterday morning, like I think it was Pete Rock, or one of his peers, kind of, again put out the word to say, Biz is not in good shape. Please, if you can, just say a prayer for him, and give shout outs to his family and everything. And I was on Instagram, and like a few minutes later, I see a post like, "Oh, Biz Markie passed on this morning. Rest in peace, Biz Markie." And I'm like, I'm confused. I'm like, but this post was coming from a news outlet. It's a music news outlet, and I was confused.
Like a legit music news outlet.
Yeah, pretty much. But then I'm like, just 5 minutes ago, I just saw an Instagram post from his publicist saying, he's still alive, he's fighting for his life. Let's say prayer for him. So how did they get the news that quickly,
Yeah.
And lo and behold, like it comes out that actually, the legend hasn't passed on.
Wow. Now you don't know what to believe.
Now I don't believe the news.
You don't believe the news?
I don't believe the news. Because I feel like nowadays the news are about. It's like they're trying to preempt. They're trying to get the story out. They want to be first to
get the story out.
Before anybody does.
Which is true.
Which is true.
Yeah.
And now it's like it's blowing up in their faces because every time they try that, people are saying, actually, no, it's not like that. It's not true. And it's really a sad thing. Oh yeah, Lex is on. Let's bring Lex in real quick. Give me 1 second. We're gonna do a few things. It's alright, don't worry about it. Oh, connected. Alright, cool.
Yo, what up?
What up, G? Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can hear me. I can see you. I can hear you. You're looking good. What's good, man? Good morning and welcome to the show. Sorry for waking you up this early, man. My bad.
Man, it's all right. It's all right. I've been up earlier.
You've been up earlier. Tell me the story about you being up earlier. What's that all about?
Ah, no, man, 8 a.m. is not that early, Now, if we're talking about like 6 o'clock, you just have
6
to get
a.m.
it before the sun rises.
I know that's cool, man. Yo, so um, but if for people who don't know, this who you I'm chatting with Lex the box cutter. He doesn't like to be on the video that much. He likes to stay in the background. Lex, you can mute your cam if possible. I think it might help our connection.
All
Just put your
right,
cam.
let me do.
All right, no,
Yeah, I
that's
got the
cool because
cam muted.
yeah, that's cool because the people can still hear you, which is cool. Um,
All right.
yeah, man. So and Mr. Cops, if you can highlight the studio real quick, just the next. You see no, not that one. The one on the right, and the other one on the right again. Perfect. All right, Lex.
It's not EMP drive.
Word.
So yeah, and this is not the EMP drive. This is TGIF with Eddie. Don't do that to me, cops. my my tech my technician is forgetting that today is Friday. He thought I was ENP drive.
I know,
But
man,
it's
but
all
you
good.
guys are doing well, good, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And I remember you were one of the first people I brought to the studio to help us just get our sound right.
Yeah, man, and must say you guys sounding quite good right now. See, Mr.
Yeah,
Cops and everyone has been like busy at work behind the
no,
techniques and whatnot.
yeah, they definitely took your advice and applied it accordingly.
Yeah.
And now, we're getting where we need to be getting. Yeah, man. Tell me about this new project you're involved in, man.
Yeah, man. So basically, I have like an online store with a friend of mine called DJ Sticks. It's called Another Tuesday, and right now it's a Bandcamp store. So we've just been trying to find like all the coolest all like music that we just generally like, and that we can just partner up on with like the people who create it and then just sell it through the store.
All right,
So
first of all,
next week, Friday, yeah,
yeah. Go on.
yeah, no, yeah, no. So there's an artist. His name is Kibamba. Um, Back in the day, he was part of a crew called P Side, which is like
Oh
a very
man,
legendary, a
legendary
very
right there.
legendary hip hop crew back in Gabs. Started
Yeah,
up in like a small room in Partial, and they had like guys like Scar, Oracle. I think Mr. Doe was a part of it at some stage, and
that's right.
all the guys that were really killing it back in the like early 2000s.
Yeah.
So Skibambo is actually a friend of DJ Sticks. Like they sort of
Uh
grew
huh.
up together in Partial. So yeah, we decided. He had like a track called "For the Culture." It was just featuring a guy called J Dot, produced by
Yeah.
Berry Bone, and it was just straight up boom bap. So Sticks was like, "Yo, man, we have to like try and like put this out or put out a project around that." So we got Skibamba in, recorded about 3 more songs to put on it. Now we've got like a 4-track EP that we're trying to release like next week, and it's just like raw hip hop motoko, just like fully loaded with like bass heavy beats and like street savvy lyrics and whatnot. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we
By,
put out.
by the way, shout out to Another Tuesday. Shout out to you guys. You guys are doing the most. And I was just letting my co-host. I was letting my co-host GT know that that's what's happening right now. So she's readying an EP of her own, and hopefully
Mm-hmm.
she's gonna have a listening session at your studio, and that'll be a pitching session to have her EP on your platform.
Ah, that would be super, super nice, man. That'd be super nice. Still gotta hear
Yeah,
them bars, man. I've been waiting to hear those bars.
yeah, yeah. So if you stick around, I think after the news, I'm gonna try and convince her to spit for us because she's a little shy. I don't know why, you know. But I'm sure after after the news, she will be good to do it.
That would be crazy. That would be
Yeah.
insane. I'd really love
All right, man.
that.
All right, man. So
Yeah.
real quick, Another Tuesday. Are you only
Mm-hmm.
available on Bandcamp? Do you have any like places where people can reach out to you, like if they want to kind of like pitch their projects to you, if they want to like kind of like see what you got going in terms of previews? How do they reach you basically?
I know. Well, we have a Facebook page. It's Another Tuesday, and pretty much the same thing on Instagram. So you can hit us up on both platforms, and we can see how it goes, and see how we can collaborate and everything.
All right, dope. GT, you got something you want to
Yeah.
ask Mr. Lex? You met Mr. Lex, right? Remember him?
Oh,
The sound
guy.
engineer who came here
Oh,
first.
that's the one. Oh,
Yeah.
hi,
Yeah.
Lex.
How's it going? How's it going?
Good. So you're actually the one who produced some of the beats that I have. I have like two of them, and they're
Oh,
like
word.
kind of old school.
Yeah.
He's
Did you manage
complaining
to
that
lay on them?
did you manage to lay on them? He's asking.
I managed to lay on only one because the other one is kind of like confusing a bit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I know.
maybe.
That's cool. That's cool.
So I'll put you guys in a room together so you can give us some guidelines on how to lay a beat that's a little bit confusing.
Yeah, or rather like also just try to find like, beats that you're comfortable with and everything, some that you really enjoy.
Yeah, she's nodding right now. She's like, yeah, because I'll be like, nah, I want her to rap on the beats that she's uncomfortable with,
No,
you
Oh,
know?
word, nah.
But she's like,
that's
nah,
good, but
I gotta
no.
I gotta be able to like the beat. I'm like, no. If you like the beat, it's easy. It's gotta be uncomfortable because then when you rap, people can appreciate, your versatility. Don't you agree, Lex?
This is that moment where like was this in like one of those kung fu movies, where like the person is like, oh, it's like that wax on, wax off moment, isn't
And who's Mr. Miyagi?
it?
Who's Mr. Miyagi?
I'm not gonna state the obvious.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Lex, we only got 3 minutes. I really do want to play the track for the culture, so we're gonna have to let you go.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, another Tuesday on Bandcamp, Facebook, another Tuesday, Instagram, another Tuesday. Lex the Box Cutter, thank you so much for stopping by, man. Really appreciate
When
you.
am I gonna meet
And
him?
you're gonna meet him soon, sooner than you think. And yeah, we're gonna be in studio. We're gonna chat offline and try and make it happen. GT
Mhm.
cannot wait to be in the studio with you.
Yeah, man. Love to come by the studio sometime, man. And thank you very much for having me. It's an honor to be on the show, man. Thank goodness it's Friday.
All right, thank goodness it is Friday. That was my homie Lex the Box Cutter. We're just about to premiere Kibamba's new track called For the Culture, and we will definitely bring it back after the news. So keep it locked. Here we go. Anytime now. There we go.
J. Dot for the love of hip hop. This is for the culture, not for the non-believers or for the masses awaiting the rapture.
This is for the culture, no for the non-believers, but for the masses awaiting the rapture.
Hey yo, this is for the culture, not for the non-believers or for the masses awaiting the rapture.
This is for the culture, no for the non-believers, but for the masses awaiting the rapture.
What happened to the old school sound? It was so cool. Not this crazy that shit that everybody calls new school. Hip, a pioneer speakers pumping as we hop to the rhythm of poetry. Skip on my J. Dot go in the dark under the radar. It's stealth more darker than Vader. We're doing it for the culture rater. This poetic song we're about to murder. Sorry, we're not your favorite rappers. We're bigger and better with pen and paper. We're about to make them all fall like timber. It's in the blood, this rhythm and poetry's like second nature. This is our crap. You feel it, this shit diffuse the hater. Try die. This one is not for non-believers. Get behind us. You hear this? This other rap is my religion, and I'm a legend. And one man army rebellion. I am legend. And second coming, transporting all believers to heaven. And every day I'm counting the blessings that I'm given.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Dow Academy. Any content provided by bloggers or authors are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
Radio, straight out of Madrid.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio. Number one local station. The new brand of radio.
Good morning, and it is Friday, the 2nd of July, 2021. It is a new month. I'm Amantla Khaitsewe, and here are your headlines this morning. In local news, President Mokgweetsi Masisi hails Botswana's founding president. Now going on to international news, the Dukes of Cambridge and Sussex unite to unveil statue of Princess Diana. And lastly, Canada heat wave causes wildfire. Those were our headlines. Tune back in at 9 o'clock for the full news in detail.
The music just feels so good. You're on the number one.
Yeah, that was the news. Only now are they unveiling the statue of Princess Diana?
Yeah.
They do that like a while back. Like,
It's not like it's recent news.
where's the love? I'm
also
sure there's a bunch of
wondering,
countries
like-
that have statues of Princess Diana and they've had them for a minute. I
was also wondering why. Why now?
What is going on?
Why now?
And what are some interesting facts you know about the founding father of our nation?
He is the father to Botswana's fourth, fifth president.
I like how you're counting. I think he's the father to number 5. I think.
Yes.
And have you heard any of his speeches?
His speeches.
Yeah.
No.
The guy is quite eloquent, actually. Like I heard
Oh.
one of it. Yeah, very like soft spokenish.
Oh.
And very eloquent. I was just like, oh my goodness, like this guy can talk. I like it. But yeah, we're here with Eddy, and we're just gonna do something really, really quickly.
Expressed on this show are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Dow Academy. Any content provided by bloggers or authors are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
Time for sports on TGIF television, straight out of Madrid.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
Good morning. I am Denny Marks with today's sports update. Jadon Sancho has to settle for a peripheral role at Euro 2020 so far, with England manager Gareth Southgate opting for other players in the attacking positions on their run to the last 8. But his quiet tournament is no deterrent to Manchester United, who tried to sign Borussia Dortmund winger last summer and have now agreed a deal in principle in the region of 73 million to take him to Old Trafford. It could be argued that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side pressing needs in other areas. Many fans prefer a new central defender to partner Harry Maguire, but Sancho has emerged as one of the world's most exciting young players in recent years, and it is easy to understand why United are so determined to finally get their man. Sancho's form dipped at the start of last season as he endured 1,298-minute run without scoring in the Bundesliga following as a summer of intense speculation surrounding his future. It wasn't until the second half of the campaign that he hit his stride again, but the 21-year-old's overall record in Germany reflects his extraordinary consistency since his Dortmund breakthrough. Now moving on to Formula One, Lewis Hamilton says he is fighting and chasing for his title as Mercedes look to make the gains and required to peg back Max Verstappen and Red Bull. An unprecedented 4 wins on the bounce for a team other than Mercedes in the eighth-season hybrid turbo era means Hamilton and Mercedes are playing catch heading into the weekend's race in a row at the Red Bull Ring. They have done a great job in the last 4 races, said Hamilton, who trails Verstappen by 18 points in the championship. It has been really difficult for us from Monaco, which obviously was a bit of a disaster. Same for Baku, better in France, and better last weekend. However, they have taken a step ahead of us. We are just working as hard as we can to see if there is a way we can close that gap. Now, moving on to tennis, Andy Murray and Dan Evans will be flying the British flag at Wimbledon on Friday, but they face very different obstacles in attempting to reach the fourth round. Murray pulled off an Oscar winning performance to keep his Wimbledon dreams alive as he picked up himself and dusted himself down before roaring to a magical 5-second round win over Germany qualifier Oscar. Not since the 34-year-old limped through the quarterfinals here in 2017 before his 2 hip operations, but what thought would be the end of his career had Murray won 2 matches at a Grand Slam. The two-time champion has already been put through the ringer by Nick Coles before showing an incredible physical reassurance to write another chapter in his lengthy book of dramatic center court nights against Otte on Wednesday. Those were our sports. Thank you very much.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Dow Academy. Any content provided by bloggers or authors are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
Catch Scops NGT on the Art Show every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 2 p.m. Baking it big.
Yeah, we are back. No basketball news today? Where's the basketball news at? What is popping up in basketball right now?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I mean,
What's
come on, what's the love?
Oh, all right, fine. What? No, you guys, she's being biased. There's like a lot of soccer and just like zero basketball.
It's all right. Anyway, in any case, thank you so much for the sports news or the sports headlines rather. I hope you had a great time yesterday, relaxing, doing nothing. All right, cool. Yesterday was Sir Seratikama Day, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I just want to give you 2 quotes. I'm gonna have to mute the music on this one because you know how it is. I just want to give you 2 quotes by our first president, by our founding father. One is long and one is short, so bear with me. Okay.
Okay.
The first one says the following: "We are convinced that there is justification for all the races that have been brought together in this part of Africa by the circumstances of history, to live together in peace and harmony, for they have no other home but Southern Africa. Here we'll have to learn how to share aspirations and hopes as one people, united by a common belief in the unity of the human race. Here rests our past, our present, and most importantly, of all, our future." That's dope, isn't it?
It is.
It is, right?
It
like,
is, yeah.
Dude did not like. I feel like that's like a perfect example of not seeing color.
It is.
You know, he's literally saying, you know what, guys, as long as you're here, we're good.
We're good.
Yeah. But I mean, this is kind of a loaded question, but I have to ask it. Do you think we're living up to that quote, to those words right now?
No, man. I don't think so. What about you? What do you think?
I'm with you. Yeah, I agree with you. I think we've kind of fallen a little bit short, in terms of living up to what our founding father wanted for us. Here's the second one, which is connected to the last one. It goes, we do not wish to place any artificial obstacles in the way of the initiative and energy of our people. But equally, we must avoid divisions based on occupation or inequality of wealth. Wow. I feel like I'm gonna take that, print it, and put it somewhere where I can look at it like every single day.
Every single day.
You know what I'm saying? Because like basically, again, it's connected to the previous quote I said, because he's saying, okay, everybody's welcome to live here, and you're welcome to be equal.
Yeah.
And do not let material things come in the way of the energy you'll be putting towards ensuring that our nation gets ahead. And when he said, what I love is when he says that he's not just talking about our nation in terms of the citizens. Remember from the last quote, he's talking about our nation in terms of everybody,
every single person,
who's here. Wow, that is
dope.
It's a wise man right there. So what did you get up to yesterday?
Nothing. I was relaxing. I did listen to a few beats.
Good.
Watch some documentaries of rappers here and there.
Okay. So why were you watching documentaries?
Why?
Yeah.
I was trying to get inspiration, just get the idea of how the story.
That's how you get in the zone, basically.
Yeah.
That's dope. I like that. And with that, we're gonna get back to the music.
Time to put on the radio. Oh, you've already put it on.
I need to
Oh yeah. He got digits and he called trying to cuff. She played tough for a couple of months until she voted him. They were devoted in. It was true love that they were soaking in, true bliss. The first kiss made her feel like a princess with every single instinct inside of her in sync with guitar strings. Her musical genius played in a nearby town for the unbelievers. He was a bringer, sent by the maker. A teenage love will make it go insane, bruh. An angel so beautiful, her voice so melodical. They shared so much, you would swear they were identical. Anita, I'm your friend, I'll be there for you. You should know that he cared for you. Up in the heavens and he stares at you. So they're like, move on.
Yeah, Anita I. What you know about Anita I?
Anita I.
Yeah.
Is it a person or a lead on the song?
Nah, you know what I like about my homie is that he can hit you on all sides. But let's not waste any more time, Mr. Combs. Let's bring Mr. Sambati to the conversation if we can, please. Yeah, that was the wrong one, but anyway, it happened. Yo, are you out there, my brother? Can you hear me, my brother? My brother. What's happening?
Yo, Mihigo.
Yeah. You're one of the very few people who's allowed to call me that in the game.
Who's allowed to call you by your real name?
And you say it correctly. You say it correctly. When you say it, I get a little joy in my heart because I'm like, this is a man who knows how to pronounce my name the way it should be pronounced.
Joy unspeakable. Yeah, man. That's my
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
actually. I mean, I renown people's names, man. Like, I will read a name and attempt to pronounce it right. It's only right. You know what I mean? It's only right. I mean, your name is your brand, man. You carry it like a badge of honor. Good
yes,
morning
sir.
to you and
Yes,
your
sir.
team.
Good morning to you. We are
Hi.
joined by the legendary Samba T.
Yeah, who you with in
Legendary
studio there,
Samba.
man?
Sorry.
Who you with in studio?
Yeah, I'm joined with. I'm hanging out with GT. GT's a rapper who doesn't like rapping for people for some odd reason.
Good
I don't
morning,
know why.
GT.
Morning.
Yeah, I think GT loves rapping. She just doesn't like being put on the spot. Yo, can you drop a freestyle? Because everybody is always telling a
Thank
rapper to drop a
you.
freestyle. Everyone is always telling a rapper to drop a freestyle. It's crazy, man.
But my brother,
Mhm.
it's part of the culture.
Yeah, it's part of the culture, but it's as if everybody wants to be the how can I put it, man? The judge of character, the judge of whether you're a rapper
Sorry,
or
but I
not.
have
You know
to
what
say
I
I
mean?
love you so much right now.
She, she says she
Yeah,
loves
I
you
mean,
so much.
GQ. I've been experiencing that for years, so I know exactly where you're coming from.
But my brother, you don't even have to be told to spit. Like you go. You don't play that. When you read the
Thank you.
room, you read the environment. You know what to do.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Eddie Mihigo. Thank you, Dow Academy, for having me.
All right, man.
You
Anyway,
know, I
let's talk
spit
about
these hardcore bars sweet like cavities, man. It's all good, man. That's what it is. That's what it is.
what he
That's
did.
what it
What?
You
is.
see what he did. You see what he
Yeah,
did there.
I saw
No,
that.
but look, listen. It's because I felt like it, man. I was just like, I'm
Exactly.
in the moment. It's not one of those where
Exactly.
I bump into G and I'm like, yo, how you doing? I'm good. All right. So what do you do? Yeah, no, I do this and that, and I'm also a rapper. Oh yeah, can you drop a freestyle? And it's just like, what, you know? But
Yeah,
here's the
I feel
thing for me. Here's the thing for me. Freestyle is we're beginning to understand it for what it is, in terms of its interpretation, in terms of now getting into battle rap and all that, which is structured. That
yeah,
freestyle actually is not just dropping from the dome. See, when I started off, I was
yeah.
a strictly from the dome freestyle cat, and I still am. You know, when you ask me to drop a freestyle, I'm not gonna drop a random verse that isn't for a track or anything, because that is considered a freestyle. Do you know that?
Do you know that?
Yes, I knew that.
GT.
Yeah.
You
So
can
I
actually.
don't.
Hey,
I mean, GT's trying to have a good look at you. So she's been peeping over the side. So I'm just having a
Word.
switch chair so I can see you properly. And you're
You go.
right
You go
though.
Google. You go Google me, GT.
There we go. There's the somebody I know.
No, what you talking about, man? Yo, man, zero vanity, zero vanity. God first, homeboy.
Yeah, I know. And GT, I'll tell you, this man is one of the humblest people I've ever met because most people who have skill, right? They're gonna want the world to know. They're gonna be all over the show. They're gonna be trying to get on every microphone. But Mr.
yeah.
Sambati is the type who just be chilling in the cut, just laying back until he's given the microphone. Then you're like, okay.
Wow.
And then after that, he's gonna
Yeah,
go right back where he was, laying in the cut again. So it's like lightning.
He's like me. Or
Why
I'm like
you?
him.
No, you don't get to say that just yet.
why you hating on GT?
He's
She knows what's up, you know.
my Padawan. You know what I'm saying? I'm the Jedi, so I'm imparting skills to her, and I'm just letting her know that
Yeah.
I don't want her turning into Anakin Skywalker and becoming Darth
Yes,
Vader.
master.
So
Yes,
yeah,
master. I know. I hear you, man.
yo, tell me about your new project, man. What you got coming for us? We know we love your food, man. You love what you got cooking every single time. So
Yeah,
what can we expect from
yeah.
you, bro?
No, thank you for that, my bro. Yeah, man. Well, let me just backtrack a little bit and then I'll get into that.
Do you think?
I think for the past 2 years, this is the longest time it's taken, or not even 2 years, more than 2 years, the longest time it's taken for me to actually drop a project. But that's the Kundalini project,
Yeah.
the collaborative project with my self and Cubio.
Yeah.
So we began recording this project like 2015, and it started with singles. It wasn't really, we didn't quite have a solid plan. It's just that Cubio and I have worked together. He's the one who recorded my whole Sophomore project, Dominion, and he's been my friend and you know fellow musician and producer for years. So when we started recording the Kundalini project, the tracks just started coming to us. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it was like our fourth recording session or something that I said to him, "All right, let's drop a collaborative project." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Cubio and his brother, aka anyone who knows them knows that those cats love knowledge. They love reading. They love delving into different types of texts and whatnot, and so on and so forth. So I coined the name Kundalini because I used to call Curio Raspundalini, and they've read up on the Kundalini and Valerian text and whatnot, and so on and so forth. So just to give you a quick snippet of why I called us Kundalini, it wasn't about the intrinsic meaning or teachings of Kundalini, but it was about the understanding of the concept of Kundalini, which is that there's an underlying power. It, in depth, it talks about it's like a coiled snake that's waiting to be um, risen when you tap into it. But my interpretation of that was it's like latent energy or potential that every artist has, and once you tap into that, you could truly come to yourself. You know what I mean?
No,
So
right. Now, feel you.
I
Feel you.
I always want an opportunity to explain that. So yeah, we worked on the Kundalini project all these years, and finally it's done. Like if we do one more track, it'll just overspill. But
Yeah.
it's in the mixing, mastering phase of things. We've released like I think gang singles, maybe 6 or close to 7, but it's more than a 20 track album. So right now it's about finishing the mixing and mastering and just selecting whether we are dropping all of them or sieving out some. Now, in this process, we lost Cubio's mom. I think it was 2017, end of 2017 or 2018. So there was a pause on things as well because he is, my exec producer, my producer, and he does the mixing and mastering of things as well. So things went on pause, and then yeah, we linked up and recorded maybe 2, 3 more joints, or 4 or so, and we've got other artists that we work with as well. So it was a fair balance of doing things while he was going through, that time. And come 2020, he got married, and
Oh
then
wow.
he got married in
Yeah.
2019, and 2020
Yeah.
they had a baby. So for me it was like I'm a father of 2 as well, so I knew
Yeah.
that that's a time to give to a homie, to focus on fam, especially having experienced my own growth the way that I have. I don't want to put
Facts.
pressure on the homie and be like, yo, let's release this thing, man. Yo, the streets is hungry, man. Nah, I don't want to do that. So for me
Yeah.
it was a matter of, all right, I know what my boy is going through, so I'm gonna give him time, because that's love. And yeah, so the Kundalini project is where it is. It's done. It's just waiting for Pooty to finalize on it. And I figured, yo, the streets is hungry. Why don't you drop as Samba? So I mean I've recorded. I've got like close to 30 unreleased joints that I recorded with Bazamele Records, because I recorded with
Yeah.
Bazamele since 2012
Yeah.
until around 2015. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of tracks. There's the singles that I released under Bazamele and a lot of unreleased tracks. And because these are backdated, you know what I mean? I figured, all right,
Nah. Hold up.
no, let me tell you.
I know,
Let me tell
but
you.
don't say backdated. I just thought of
The,
something. Some of the T and
the
the T's are
archive,
timeless. They're not back. They might be archived
the
and
arch,
backdated
but
are
they're
two different.
timeless. Yes,
Yeah, so they're not
you're right.
backdated. They're archived.
You're right. You're right to say timeless. Actually,
Yeah, yeah,
I was listening to some song that we did with Sybil Knight,
yeah,
and I actually came up with that concept. Timeless. How we do what we do. We timeless. Move with the
yeah,
music. Timeless. No clock. We so watched. We timeless. You know what I mean? So you're right
yeah,
in saying that. There's timeless gems that I have Bazamela, and I figured I'm in a new walk of life right now. You know what I mean? I've come to a realization where I know that a lot of music that we have made, that I have made personally, it was grandiose music. You know what I mean? It was about inflating a part of the culture that I don't particularly resound with right now, but I understand it.
yeah,
I was a huge part of that, and I am still a huge part of the culture. So I figured, I'm not gonna keep the music away from the people, because that's where you get to communicate with the artist and say, "Ooh, what was on your mind when you were going on about this? What was going on?" You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I've had my struggles with a lot of things in life, and overcame them, and I am where I am right now, and I want the people to get a dose of that music. So it's going to be released as a mixtape under Bazamele. But now I'm working on my solo project. And
yeah,
this now is, I guess I was using the word backpack to talk about going back to explaining about the songs.
yeah,
Not that, they are
yeah.
backpack. Uh,
Okay, no,
so right now I'm working on a solo project. It's called Dying to Live. And
nice.
why Dying to Live is because in 20, I wish my wife was here so I can ask her date. In 20, was it 2019, love? That's working from home. And I got baptized. Yes, in 2019, I made the decision to get
Yeah,
baptized.
and shout out to
Um,
the missus, by the way. Shout out to the
what,
missus, real quick. Before we
yeah,
gotta
she
pay
says,
those
"What's up?"
bills.
Hey, we gotta pay these bills, homie. When I logged on, I saw that she had logged on at Shell's Kitchen before, so I'm like, "What? She been on this thing before me, or what's going on?" You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you.
So um, so I decided I'm gonna do a project and call it Dying to Live, because
Yeah,
just in a nutshell, when you get baptized, you die to yourself and you arise a new man in your creator. You know what I mean? So this is where that name came from, is, and it's for hip hop it works nicely, because it's like, yo, I'm dying to live, man. Like, how do you say that though? You're alive.
yeah,
So for me it
yeah,
was just like, yo, that's God just saying, I still got you, little homie. Go do what you do. You know what I mean? But now you know where you stand. Now you know who you truly are. Because we out there in the world dropping all these projects and trying to make music and trying to get the money, and we get lost, dog. We get lost in drugs. We get lost in a fast life. We get lost in attaching the culture to um, delusions of grandeur. We get lost in attaching the culture to things that shouldn't be permeating the culture, but have, because the culture was commercialized, was mainstreamed, and as much as we want that for the money's purposes, it's a lot of, if I may call it, filth filtered through. You know what I
all
mean?
right. Yeah,
So
I feel you.
yeah, so
Are
yeah,
you cool?
it's
All right, are you cool to continuing the conversation after the news? We got news right now, and
let's do
I don't know
that.
if yeah. All right, thank you so much. We got Samba T We're gonna go break for the news right now. When we come back, we're gonna continue our conversation. This is TGIF on the TDA Tele radio station. Thank God it's Friday. See you in the flip side.
Time for news on TDA Teleradio, straight out of Madrid.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio. Number one local station. The new brand of radio.
Good morning once again, and thank you for tuning back in the Dow Academy Teleradio News. Here are your news in detail. President Mokgweetsi Masisi has hailed Botswana's founding president Seretse Khama as one of Africa's Africa's greatest icons, a pan-Africanist in his own right and man of his words. Masisi said this at the centenary celebrations of the late Khama in Gaborone this morning. He said Khama took concrete steps to actualize the ideals he professed. He quoted, "Ga ise a ke a nne motlhanka wa mafoko a gagwe." In other words, he never was a servant of his own words. Let me thank the people of Serowe for lending Botswana such a legend and a visionary statesman who made a formidable contribution to the success that Botswana is today and the development of Africa, especially Southern Africa. Masisi said Seretse, as his name suggests, the clay that binds together, was an embodiment of democracy, unity, non racism, and development. He said he was a constitutional Republican and a Democrat who pioneered inclusive politics and who outrightly rejected one party state system and monarchical, monarchical rule. According to The Voice, the president said this was because Khama also detested absolutism, abuse of power, and greed by anyone, and was especially against the involvement of Dikgang in politics. He added the four celebrated national values of democracy, development, self-reliance, and unity, which our first president championed with vigor and tenacity, have carried us through good and bad seasons. These are the values premised on our Setswana culture that have delivered the sound socio-economic development, political stability, peace, and unity that Botswana is known for globally. For his part, former President Festus Mogae said Khama became synonymous with the bedrock of Botswana, celebrated and sustained democracy over the years. He said what he remembers most about him was that he was a genuine Democrat. Now, moving on to international news, the Dukes of Cambridge and Sussex have united to unveil the statue of Diana, Princess of Wales, saying, "Every day we wish she was still with us." According to BBC, William and Harry came together for a ceremony in Kensington Palace, redesigned Sunken Garden, on what would have been their mother's 60th birthday. It was their first appearance together since the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral in April. They said, "We remember her love, strength, and character, qualities that made her a force for good around the world, changing countless lives for the better." They said they hoped the statue would be seen forever as a symbol of her life and her legacy, and thanked all those around the world who kept our mother's memory alive. The pair were seen laughing and talking animatedly with guests who applauded as they pulled off a green cloth covering of the statue. They remarked on changes to the sunken garden, which Kensington Palace said had been one of Prince's favorite location when she lived there. Lastly, still in international news, a wildfire has burned 90% of the village that recorded Canada's highest ever temperature. According to BBC, Bradvis said the fire had caused extensive damage to Leighton in British Columbia and to surrounding critical infrastructure. Jan Polderman, mayor of Leighton, told BBC he had been lucky to get out with his own life. "There won't be very much left of Leighton," he said. "There was fire everywhere." He had earlier ordered people to evacuate, saying flames had spread through the village in just 15 minutes. The village this week recorded the country's highest ever temperature of 49.6 degrees Celsius. Abnormally high temperatures have been recorded in swathes of North America. British Columbia and Western Canada recorded 486 deaths over 5 days, compared with an average of 165 in normal times. Chief Coroner Liz Lapointe blames the extreme weather. The Western Province had seen only 3 heat-related deaths over the past 3 to 5 years. Now looking at the country's COVID-19 update, Botswana has a total of 71,443 cases, with 66,323 recoveries and 1,158 deaths. Those were our news in detail and our COVID-19 update. Tune back in at 10:30 for more headlines.
Time to get out of bed. Time to put on the radio. Oh, you've already put it on.
HSP. Do it from the heart. Beat note on a beat. Hey yo, Bali.
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can.
Say word, say word, say word, say word.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can. Say word, say word, say word, say word.
Well, it's the unconventional, often subliminal, top of the pinnacle, miracle syllable, the original, super lyrical. Put this on a digital platform and let's act normal, like it won't blow, like it don't hit hard, like Pompo or Van Damme. Well, I'll be. This is where all the hip hop heads get rowdy. Bob they head and pump they fist up proudly. Well, glory to the Almighty when I'm reciting or riding. Illuminate the place like lightning. How exciting to be part of non-weak part that hit the sweet spot like diabetes bop the doo-wop. It's not what you thought, like Masa Muba. The house of you shop, pull up your shoes off. Or get your act together before you think that we could rap together. But any which way, the pedigree stay for Buncha Fela. Nana Kirigele Bunta Fela. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can. Say word, say word, say word, say word.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can. Say word, say word, say word, say word.
Yo! Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Yeah, that's a sick one right there.
Tired of pretending with all this God given. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. I like that you kind of like bridging the gap between the old and the new in terms of
Word.
like, can I kick it? Some new people might not understand what that is, but they'll still vibe to it. But for us, it's like nostalgia, you know, when you got a cipher going on and someone goes, can I kick it?
Yes.
Everybody
Exactly,
knows, you know,
man.
everybody who's like over 30, 35, 40, 50,
Yeah.
60
Yeah.
knows what you'd be talking about. That's dope.
Word up. I mean, that's for me. That's a true representation of hip hop that I grew up on, that I can bring into this era. And you know, I throw in that it's you know, that little excerpt of Siborige Nene Kwani, you know what I mean? And that's just a light jab to lazy rap. You know what I mean? It's a light jab to lazy rap. So that's why I come to the fore on the bars the way I do on this. You know what I mean? Because I'm just saying, let's represent hip hop properly. I'm not saying anything against what peeps are doing. I'm just saying let's represent hip hop properly.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Now, on the language part, like you're doing more than just rapping, right? Like you've got this project going on. I forget the name, but you got this really dope project going on. Tell us about that. Like on a
BW nomenclature.
Yes. Tell us a little bit
Yeah,
about that.
outside the scope of hip hop, I'm a creative all in all. You know what I mean? So there's this project that I'm doing called BW Nomenclature. It's a heritage series. You know, audio visual. You know, shoot and get footage. Heritage series. So just a quick story. I love telling stories, man. I mean, you brought me on this interview, so you got to know that I'm gonna tell you stories here and there. So I traveled. Well, when I was working for agency back in 2013, I traveled to a place called Sandveld, and this is in Central. maybe uh, 100 and something kilometers from Suroe. So
Mhm.
Sandveld is farmland, and you turn off towards Sandveld at a place called Muyabana, at a village called Muyabana. So when I stopped at Muyabana, because I was about to go into the bush and I was replenishing, getting, little things that I'll need when I'm in there. Uh, I had a conversation with an old man who was sitting outside the general dealer that I was at, you know, and I say to the old man, yo, how you doing, Madala? What does this name Wiyabana mean, man? Because I'm interested. I'm like, and the old man breaks down this tale of a village that went to war with its neighboring village, um, captured the son of the king of the village they went to war with. And years later, the same son who was abducted or kidnapped became their own king.
Mm.
So the village got to be known as Muyabana, which means one who steals a child. Muzabana,
Mhm.
translated to, yeah, it's like a mix of Sisubia or CAE, if I remember what he said properly. But when I drove away from that place, I started remembering how my grandmother, every time that I used to leave Mabalani, because I'm from Mabalani here in Katling, used to say,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're going back to Gaborone," and she'd be teasing like, "You're going back to the city." And she tell me, that place is not called Gaborone, it's called Gaborone. Bogosi bo ba
Mhm.
rona ba batla kwa, bogosi ba batla kwa Gaborone, you know. And I never used to take that to mind, I was just like, yeah, all right, grand, I love you, bye. And it dawned on me, like when I was having the drive back from Muyabana, that every single place in Botswana actually has like a name with deep seated roots, like with
Yeah.
meaning. You know what I mean? So there came the spark for the concept. I was like, all right, I need to do a project where I'm going around the country just finding out about the names of different
Yeah.
places, what they mean and how they came about. Because it's interesting and it's conservative in light of how do we preserve our culture and our teachings and things that our generations that follow can carry forth with them, and it means a lot for me right now because we're in an era of development. There's so much change. There's a lot of things that can be washed away, or just simply clouded by the news. So it's an important project for me. I started off with the city of Gaborone, obviously, because I'm here and it was easier.
Yeah.
I don't have any kind of resources or anything to work on it. So I figured if I'm going to wait for that to happen, I'm not going to get it done. So I need a
Yeah.
push. And when I'm into my fifth episode or so, then I can use that like as proposals for your
Yes.
corporates to come on board when they now see what it is that I'm really trying to do. So yeah, that's a project that's very close to my heart. BW nomenclature. We shot the
Dope.
first episode. There's a lot of great reviews, man. There's a lot of great feedback. There's a lot of people who are stretching forth their hand to say, yo, let me assist in this way and that way. So that's always beautiful. That always lets you know that you're in the right path. So yeah, as a creative, that's just part and parcel of um what I'm working on, what I'm doing as well.
Dope. 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 Now, real quick. Since we got you here, we're having a conversation. You and the missus are like a power entrepreneur couple. Like you guys, how is it like just getting through a week together with
We
so
receive.
many things that you're doing?
Yeah, we receive. Thank you for the title.
Yeah, man.
Heavy,
Like,
but it is yeah, it's pretty heavy, but yeah, we receive in Jesus' name.
amen.
It's hectic. I don't want to lie to you. It's
Yeah,
hectic and not
yeah,
based on uh her and I's working relations are nothing, but it's hectic in terms of this is our lives in our hands. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I have 9 to 5. She has as well, and
Yeah.
we've been working from home since 2018. So we've seen a lot of progress. We've seen
Yeah.
a lot of stagnation as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Such as a life of the business um, man or
True.
woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, just to take you through our day. Our day starts with uh, first and foremost our boys, our sons. Because we get
Naturally.
them ready for work. So they the ones that are, the alarm clocks. Although we wake
Yeah.
up, or specifically I wake up. The kids are the alarm clocks because
Yeah.
you got to get them ready for school, and then once they at school, wifey's here, sieving through emails, double checking, feedback for proposals or whatever. And I'm in town. I do a little bit of a runaround because, I'll have 1, 2 jobs here that I'm doing, and it's only
Mm.
right now. You got to diversify a little bit of what you're doing because when we've got work, and good work, it's usually like a campaign where, because we're in marketing communications. She's owned Esteris boutique agency,
Yeah.
which is now Esteris marketing communications and eventing agency since 2008 or so. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
so what we do is basically agency work from a niche perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where we see the
Yeah.
gaps, because I've worked for agency for over 10 years, and I've realized there's a lot of gaps there. So it was like a no-brainer to come to sit and work with her because she's also from a marketing comms background. So it
Yeah.
was like, yeah, you've seen these gaps as well. You've seen that, oh, all right, let's do this. And it has worked for us. We've seen a real slowdown, and so has everybody because of
True.
COVID. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
things are looking up. We're trusting that we're getting into a new season where um, we can truly push. Because man, we sit down and we think. That's the beautiful thing about it, is that we are creatives and we share our creative ideas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't hold back from telling her even about the music. I'll run a
Yeah.
track by her. Like I dropped this say word joint. I dropped this say word joint for her when we were driving out to the farm, and
Yeah.
and she was just staring at me like, and I'm like, so what do you think? And she's like, you can't see how I'm looking at you, you need to drop that. And she even shot like a promo video for it,
Oh,
and
nice.
the
Nice.
actual video, the lyric video, she might kill me for saying this, the lyric video was done by her.
Oh, nice.
So
That's dope.
yeah,
That's
man.
super,
So I
super
mean,
dope.
if we could do everything ourselves, then why not? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I
Absolutely.
love that kind of space where we can share everything. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not like, yeah, no, this is my space. Although I get
You
like
know?
that. Like when I'm writing, I do get a bit like that. Like, yo, you need to slow down and not be telling me about, no, I don't like renditions, because Tribe Called Quest is close to my heart. You know what I mean? And yo, don't be telling me about nothing, because you hear this when
Don't
it
touch
drops.
that one.
Don't touch me there.
Don't touch that one. Leave it alone. I know what you
Yeah,
mean.
but
But
yeah,
but I love that because also, in the world today, we don't get a lot of those beautiful stories of couples really doing the most for each other, of men really like supporting their wives the way we support ours. Because I think you and I, in
yeah,
terms
yeah,
of what we do and what we do for our
yeah.
wives, we're really on that. You know what? Team
Word,
wife. You know what I'm saying? Because that's me
word,
as well.
word,
You know,
word,
and I feel like
word.
we need to take time to really just talk about that a lot more and really like kind of like shout it out on the rooftop to say, yo, you can be a man and you can be supportive without losing who you
Yes,
are as a man. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly,
and, and I see
exactly.
that as well I'm gonna put this man on the spot, but I see that as well a lot with my boss. I can call him my boss now. With my boss,
Yeah.
the man I work with here at the TDA, and he's
Yeah.
also very supportive of his missus. And I think we need to probably in the near future just have an environment or a space where we can have these conversations and let the young people know to say, you know what, it is not out of fashion. You know what I'm saying? It's still
Yeah,
very
man.
much
I
there.
mean,
You know,
so
go ahead, go
social
ahead.
media has got its men's conference. I think we need to
Yeah,
drop that happy wife, happy life conference. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
that's the
absolutely.
realness right there.
Yeah,
That's gospel truth, man. I mean, if
yeah,
you're in if you're building a home with someone and
yeah,
you can see potential in something that they're doing, and you have the opportunity to support what they're doing and feed uh the machine that is, then do that. I've always
yeah,
said to my wife, I want to build an empire with you. And
yeah.
if this is the way that God sees we start, because there's a start to everything, then that's what it is. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? That's exactly what it is. Because in the long run, it's for us. It's for our
Yeah,
home.
true. And
It's
it's for our
not like
children. You
it's
know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's for our children. And we sit
Yeah,
together, we discuss, we have conversations. That's why I can, easily tell you that when it comes to work, when it comes to everything, we sit down and we have a discussion. And that just brings
definitely.
understanding, it brings peace, it brings harmony, because you hold hands through everything.
Yeah,
And I think truly that's what these relationships require. And I speak of relationships, not to just say marriages, as in you're not married and you think, oh, they're not talking to me. No, it's what these relationships require. You know what I
indeed,
mean?
indeed.
Word.
GT,
What's up?
any questions?
Is he like an
He's there. Ask
Oh,
him. Don't say
okay,
is he.
oh,
He's right there.
Yo, GT,
what's
you
up?
better address me in the fifth person or something like that. Is he? Yeah, I'm
Okay.
playing. I'm playing. What's up?
Go ahead.
Are you like a producer or you're just like a songwriter?
I'm like a producer in my head, but in all honesty, I'm a songwriter. I'm a muso, but I can sit, like I've done this before. I can sit with a producer and I'll say, "Yo, can I get a beat like this?" You know what I mean? Tin, 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 tin,
Okay.
tin, 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 and boom, we've got a skeleton. We've got something to work on. I don't produce myself. I'm slacking on that, and I need to. I need to holler at my boy Bangu, because Bangu's doing
Yeah.
like a producer academy.
Ah,
Um,
nice.
you know what I mean? I need to holler at him. But in the same regard, it's not like I haven't learned from working with Pooty, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna sit down and at the workstation, and it's gonna kind of come to me, uh,
Yeah.
with ease. But
But
I'm
don't but
sleeping on that.
don't become too good at it though, because then it's gonna be
Yeah, no,
problems.
but that's the intention. That's the intention, because right now, since the middle of the Kundalini project, I have been, or maybe towards the end of us finishing, uh, I have been saying the QBO a lot, and I do say this to other producers, that I have come to the point in time where I want to live vicariously through other artists, and I have.
Mm,
I've ghost written. I've written for rappers. I've and I write for R&B singers as well, and I write gospel as well. You know what I mean? I'm embracing the fact that God has just blessed me with a talent, and I no longer keep it boxed in. I stem from battle rap. That I'll never, run away from. That's who
yeah.
I became. That's my essence. That's my element. But I have now transfigured into a true muso. Like, you give me anything. I want to write a song for V. You know what I mean? I've been
My
just looking
man.
for the right beat. I've been looking for the
You
right
know.
beat. When I get it, I'm hitting that homie up. You'll know. You'll
Nice.
hear
Nice.
it.
All right, man. Now, cool. I think thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. Let me say I'm going to take the initiative and try and put something together for us to sit down and have a proper conversation. I know I've been slacking on that. I've been telling you that for a while. Every time we get to chat, I'm like, yeah, I need to hit you up. We need to sit down. We need to talk. We need to plan. But I think the time is right. I think the environment is right, and I think
Word.
the fruits are ripe enough for us to start plucking them. So I'll take the initiative. I'll give you a shout, and probably in the next day or two, we'll have a sit down. We'll talk. We'll chat, and we'll forge a way forward. Since the platforms are there now, I see everybody's on that podcasting now. So
Word.
there
Word.
are ways now to get the word out through
Mm.
different platforms and in the right way. So man, shout out to you,
Yeah, man.
shout out to the missus, shout out to Cubio, shout out to B Note, shout out to HSP, shout out to everybody
Yeah,
who's doing
yeah.
it
Shout
for
out
the team.
HSP, man. Shout out HSP because
Yeah,
that's where I'm recording this project, Dying to Live.
yeah,
I just reached out to Bali because Bali was the first person that I really recorded with professionally
you
here in
know,
Botswana, and then we
yeah,
we we broke ways. But that's a story for another time. So I'm back with Heaven Sent Productions recording this particular project.
nice,
Francois, Author
my
Titus
man,
on
yeah,
production, Press Beats on
SAT,
production, Barry
yeah,
Bone on production, Bali himself on production. You know what I mean? So it's about to be madness. It's about to be wild, man. Oh, busy as
there
well. Yeah. So yeah, man. And thanks
timeless.
for having
That's
me.
timeless.
It's a great show. It's a great platform. I hope that I can be welcomed back. I promise to talk just as much as I do.
Hey man, you know how it is, man. Whenever you're in studio, we give you the time. Actually, if you're whenever you're ready to actually be here in person, and that's something we're gonna talk about as well. You're most welcome to come join us in the studio and have a proper conversation. You can feel the energy out here at the TDA tele radio station in Mochudi. All right, man.
Word.
Thank you so much. Have
Yo,
yourself a beautiful
GT, it
day.
was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so
Thank you,
much for having me. Thank you,
yeah.
Mihigo. One love, my brother.
Thank you so much, my brother. Take it easy.
Bless up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the man himself, Samba T, the legend. And we're just gonna let me see if I can bring this back real quick. Um, you know what I'm saying? You know how we do. I'm gonna bring it back real quick because that's how we do. Here we go.
HSP. Do it from the heart. B note on a beat. Hey yo, Bali.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can. Say word, say word, say word, say word.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can. Say word, say word, say word, say word.
It's the unconventional, often subliminal, top of the pinnacle, miracle syllable, the original, super lyrical. Put this on a digital platform and let's act normal, like it won't blow, like it don't hit hard, like Pompo or Van Damme. Well, I'll be. This is where all the hip hop heads get rowdy. Bob their head and pump their fist up proudly. Well, glory to the Almighty when I'm reciting or writing. Illuminate the place like lightning. How exciting to be part of non-weak heart. Then hit the sweet spot like diabetes bop. The do-wop is not what you thought. Like Asa Mova, the house of shoe shop. Pull up your shoes up. Or get your act together before you think that we can rap together. But any which way the pedigree stay for buncha fella. Nana kirigele buncha fella.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can. Say word, say word, say word, say word.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can. Say word, say word, say word, say word.
Say what you get that neck buddy. Say what you get that neck buddy. Say what you get that neck buddy.
Say word, say word, yo.
What up, hip hop? How you been? It's been a minute, and I'm tired of pretending with all this God given. And I know you tired too. Cause the game and I like choke codes like tattoos. So what I do? But when the beat drops, exactly when the song hits, pick up on my book with Jaka, Ike, Pinky, Funky, or Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Kissy, Didi, Brian, hold on. Didi, Radi, Rhyme, Jaka, Kiri, Bai, Kolon. I can put the line and get it so low. This is a reminder, I am the pathfinder, I'm the leader chosen by the Ebenezer. This is BW
kick it, eat up, Asimudia, Paka, Jaka, Manyanya, Takumuria, Hoto. This is taking for Paka by Coco. Every line blowing up off the top of that Coco. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Say word, say word, say word, say word. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Say word, say word, say word, say word. Say what you get that neck back. Say what you get that neck back. Say what you get that neck back. Say word, say word, say word, say word. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Say word, say word, say word, say word. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can.
Time to get out of bed. Time to put on the radio. Oh, you already put it on.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Dow Academy. Any content provided by bloggers or authors are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
The music just feels so good. You're on the number one.
J-Dot. For the love of hip hop. This is for the culture, and for the non-believers, before the masses awaiting the rapture.
This is for the culture, no for the non-believers, before the masses are waiting the rapture.
Hey, yo, this is for the culture, and for the non-believers, before the masses awaiting the rapture.
This is for the culture, no for the non-believers, before the masses are waiting the rapture.
What happened to the old school sound? It was so cool. Not this crazy that shit that everybody calls new school. Here, upon your net speakers pumping as we hop to the rhythm and poetry. Skip on my J.Go when the dark under the radar. It's stealth more darker than Vader. We're doing it for the culture rater. This poetic song we're about to murder. Sorry, we're not your favorite rappers. We're bigger and better with pen and paper. We're about to make them all fall like timber. It's in the blood, this rhythm and poetry's like second nature. This is our crap. You full of this shit if you's a hater, try die. This one is not for non-believers. Get behind us. You hear this other rap is my religion. And I'm a legend. And one man army rebellion. I am legend. And second coming, transporting non-believers to heaven. And every day I'm counting the blessings that I'm given. This is for the culture, not for the non-believers, before the masses awaiting the rapture.
This is for the culture, no for the non-believers, before the masses are waiting the rapture.
Hey, yo, this is for the culture, not for the non-believers, before the masses awaiting the rapture.
This is for the culture, no for the non-believers, before the masses are waiting the rapture. Hey, yo, rap cook templates, I self-stand cells. This pen fell just like me out of man's health. No daily raps, I'm watching things like Denzel. Move out of here, we're beefed up like sandflows. For the culture, more people wasted like fan flows. Up ever said, boom bap can't sell. Hit 'em up style, blue pack can't truck. Been inclined to the point that I felt compelled. From the standpoint, I so love the culture. I'm buying the story, it's a sold out voucher. While you staggering my thoughts, will knock you out, just count down. Proliferate numbers and focus on the countdown. Been around town with physicists like Einstein. Matter of fact, we can all bet like Einstein. Check out the speed of light, what? My speed of rhyme be like, yo, duck, the stereotype.
This is for the culture, not for the non-believers, before the masses awaiting the rapture.
This is for the culture, no for the non-believers, before the masses are waiting the rapture.
Hey, yo, this is for the culture, not for the non-believers, before the masses awaiting the rapture.
This is for the culture, no for the non-believers, before the masses are waiting the rapture.
This is for the culture, not for the non-believers, before the masses awaiting the rapture.
This is for the culture, no for the non-believers, before the masses are waiting the rapture.
Hey, yo, this is for the culture, not for the non-believers, before the masses awaiting the rapture.
This is for the culture, no for the non-believers, before the masses are waiting the rapture.
Beat feel pocket every heartbeat, heaven sending out to choose sound rebirth me. This music is my calling.
Hello, wake up and stop yawning. We about to catch the feathers worm, you about to see us balling.
I'm doing it like crazy, did it, banging it like Red Boogie. I'm a person of religious nature, get it?
Believe it, this flow is God sent, let me stress it. Skibamba, we're gifted for the culture, let's rap it.
Very bold, made me do it, call, put a step on it. And J-Dot told me, Skibamba, you gotta just bring it.
Shout out to all the OGs that keep my phone ringing. I love your brothers, no homo, and stay winning.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Tao Academy. Any content provided by bloggers or authors are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
Yeah, catch us Breakfast with the Angie every day from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. with my co-host Amanda. If not your health, then who's? Boom.
First of all, I have to apologize to Amanda. Sorry, Amanda. We kind of like went overboard with our conversation, but it's necessary.
It's good.
Good. Am I forgiven?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I appreciate it. Yeah, so we're talking health now. Amanda, what do you have for us in terms of health? Let's have that conversation.
In terms of health?
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
I'm talk about fitness.
Fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah, again.
But
Did we
let's
talk about fitness last time? No?
I don't know. Maybe we did,
Remember
maybe not.
exercising? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But that one was on diet.
That was dieting. Okay, yeah, you're right. Let's talk fitness. Talk to me. What's up?
Let's start off with how are you, Eddy?
I'm good. As you can hear, I'm good. I'm feeling warm on the inside and cold on the outside. My extremities are freezing. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just freezing too.
Okay. Talk to me. What's up?
What do you eat for breakfast?
I haven't had breakfast yet.
You had your coffee?
I haven't had coffee yet.
What?
It's by God's
The
grace
way
that
you
I'm functioning
like
right now.
coffee, I meant.
Yeah, I'm here. Like I'm running on empty, but I'm here. That's what it's about.
What type of coffee do you like? Black coffee, decaf, espresso,
Decaf is not coffee.
latte.
Decaf. Let's start there first. Decaf is not coffee.
Decaf is coffee.
No, it's not. That is something else.
Let me search.
It's not coffee. Decaffeinated coffee. That's
It
not
is coffee. It says coffee beans naturally contain caffeine, but roasters can use several different processes to remove almost all of it.
Exactly.
Decaf coffee is brewed with these decaffeinated.
Is that coffee?
It's coffee.
Yeah, it's not.
It's a type of coffee.
I don't. For me, it's like milkless milk or waterless water. Waterless water? Would you drink waterless, like water without H2O? Would you drink it?
There's water without H2O.
I have no idea. or when you say decaffeinated coffee, that's one of the first things that comes to my mind. I'm like, that's like
waterless water.
Waterless water. It's like water without H2O. Like, how am I supposed to eat it?
So do you like espressos?
Yeah, so
lattes?
I like all kinds of coffee. Like, I'm more a black coffee person. So like espresso, Americano.
There's also a French one.
Like,
There's also a French one.
Like macchiatos.
Cafe au lait.
Cafe au lait. So I'm not really the cafe au lait person because cafe au lait is like got milk in it. And I can have coffee with milk, but I prefer black. Like,
So wait, have you tasted all this type of coffee?
I have tasted a lot of types of coffees. And I have like
Even flat white?
flat white.
Yes.
I don't know what flat white is. What
Thank
is flat
God.
white?
It's like the latte.
Uh-huh.
This drink consists of espresso and steamed milk.
I've had that.
Okay, let's stop talking about coffee then.
Why? No, let's keep going. I've definitely had that. And
Red
funny
eye.
enough, I had it by accident.
What about the red eye?
The red eye. What's in it?
When you need an extra caffeine boost, go for this 2-in-1 drink. It's coffee with a shot of espresso.
Coffee. I've had that too.
Okay.
Yep.
What about Irish coffee?
I've had Irish coffee.
Okay.
Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, I back in the day. Like I had that back in the day.
It's black coffee combined with whiskey and sugar.
Exactly. Because I had that back in the day. Because I don't partake anymore. So, and please don't ask me what I mean by partaking.
What
Don't
do you
ask
mean?
me what I I mean, don't ask me what I mean by partaking. But I
When
don't-
someone says "don't ask me," they actually mean
No,
ask
I'm
me.
different. If I say don't ask me, I mean don't ask me. Because I know you're probably going to ask me. You feel me?
What
So,
about
yeah?
iced coffee? Do you like your coffee with
Nah,
ice?
I tasted that and maybe it wasn't done right. It's like a frappe.
What's that?
The frappe is like iced coffee. I've had a frappe and I didn't like it. It's like a coffee smoothie type situation. I did not like it at all.
Sounds nice.
Sounds nice?
Mhm.
Oh,
Sounds nice.
I'll take your word for it. Trust me. All right, let's go on.
What about Nitro cold brew?
No, I think maybe that one I have not had. But what's in it?
Cutting edge coffee roasters developed this newer type of cold brew using techniques from the beer industry.
Okay. Actually, to be honest with you, anything that's coffee and cold, I don't really like. I don't subscribe to. Like, I don't.
This one is types of cold coffee drinks anyway.
Yeah, like cold coffee is not my thing at all. Definitely not what I think.
What about matcha latte? Oh, you talked about
Yeah,
it.
but you see, matcha latte has milk in it, and
But you don't like anything that has milk in it?
so not really. Like I'll have a cappuccino once in a while, right? But I know because I'm sort of kind of lactose intolerant. It's so
Okay.
weird. Like as I'm getting older, I'm reacting horribly to milk. So I can have like a cappuccino, but I know for a fact I'm not gonna enjoy myself after that. So yeah,
Okay. All right. So we're done with coffee then.
we're done with coffee. Is that it? That- only coffee?
For coffee.
No, I thought we were gonna talk about something else. we just stop at coffee.
No, I meant like for coffee. We're done for coffee.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
okay, I was getting worried. Let's go for a short
Okay.
break. Oh, yeah, go on.
What type of hobbies do you like?
Hobbies.
Yes. What hobbies do you do?
Here, this is a hobby.
This one?
Yeah, this is a hobby.
Does
like,
it keep your blood pumping? I meant like the blood pumping ones.
like the active one?
Yes, active ones.
Oh, okay. Like I played basketball. I played basketball on Wednesday, and it was a disaster. It was
Wednesday?
so bad.
It's
Wednesday.
the last day.
It was a disaster.
Oh, it was a disaster.
It was horrible. Like I was winded, I was tired, and it was so bad. But I think I'll be okay. And I think if I had time today, I'll play again. But I've got like a few things to do this afternoon. I won't be able to play. But next week, I've decided that twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays, from 3 to 4, I'm playing basketball.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's only basketball.
Well, you mean like I used to like walking, but I don't really have the chance to do it anymore.
Why?
Time is not on my side, and I prefer to walk like around 7, 8 in the morning. So I'll do it like every Saturday. But now 7, 8 in the morning, I'm driving somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
the
on
places
Sundays
where
I'm
you
working.
drive to, can't you walk there?
No, it will take me at the very least 25 minutes to get me to the closest place I have to drive to.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you walk?
Nope. Okay, when walking, right?
Yeah.
Maybe going to the tech shop and coming back.
That's actually good. That's
Yeah.
not bad. That's
That's
most-
the only walking I
yeah,
do.
most health people will tell you that you only do need about 30 minutes a day, or whenever you decide to walk, just walk for about 30 minutes and you'll be okay.
Now that's fitness.
Yeah.
Condition of being physically fit and healthy. So this
Hey,
hobbies
so
that you
I'm
do.
I'm fit.
Yeah.
I'm fit. I didn't know. I always thought I was unfit. So if it's the condition of being
physically fit
and
healthy,
healthy,
yes,
then definitely I'm okay. I'm good. Yeah. Do you consider yourself fit?
No.
No. Why not?
Well, let's just say I tried working out yesterday.
Yeah, but
I just realized I'm not fit at all.
But is being fit really about working out, or is it about being, like you said yourself, is feeling really within your body that you've got no weird ailments and
And maybe I'm fit.
I think so too. I think we the biggest issue we have is most times we attach fitness with a certain body type.
Yeah,
true. We think to be fit you have to be muscular,
like Dwayne Johnson.
You have to have a six pack.
Yeah,
you have to be ripped. Your veins have to be popping. But
like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He's old now.
I mean, back then. Back then.
Okay. In the 80s,
yeah,
before you and I were born. Yes, back then.
When he was doing the
when he was Mr. Universe. Okay. No, yeah. So I think that's the mistake we make most of the time. We look at certain people and we see, this person is round, so there's no way they could be fit. But you will be surprised. I saw a video of a guy who taught himself yoga, and like he'll take clips of him, training. And this guy is big. He's big. He's bigger than the both of us combined. But some of the things he can do with his body is just amazing. Like he can do the split.
I can't even do the split.
He can make his head touch his toes. He can bend over backwards. Like it's insane.
He's really flexible.
Yeah, and there's another lady as well that I follow on Instagram who's all about like big body love and everything. And she's also like that. She's big, but she's really, really flexible. And, she runs and she jogs and she eats right. And that had me thinking. I was like, being fit is not necessarily about being thin or being muscular. It's just about, like you said yourself, feeling good within yourself, not having any, health-related complications, eating right. And of course, for me, the biggest thing is being mentally good.
Meditation.
I don't know about that.
Still against it.
I don't know. It's not that I'm against it. It's just I feel like, again, meditation is really misunderstood.
Okay.
It's like we look at it and we have a certain perception of what we want it to be, and that perception is based on movies and popular culture, But the people who do meditate do it for a different reason, and the way they do it is different from how we want to do it, because we think meditation is yoga, which is not true. Yoga is a form of meditation, yes, but yoga is not the only form of meditation. Yeah, true. I could be meditating right now.
So you don't like the type of meditation that the monks do?
I think I appreciate that kind of meditation, but at the same time, I do make sure that I also look at the culture. It's like monk meditation is for monks. I'm not a monk. I've never studied to be a monk. So what would I be doing being in a monastery with my hand clasped together and listening to a bell and going on? Like, do I really understand what's going on? And if I don't understand, I look at it as I'm being disrespectful. Because if you don't get it, why are you doing it? It's not for you.
Okay.
See, yeah, it's the same thing. A friend of mine literally had to go to India. She spent months in India to learn how to do yoga. And she got a certificate. Then she came back.
You can study for that?
Yeah. You can literally, if you go to India, you can go to one of these places that teach yoga. You can learn.
You can
get a
study
certificate. Yeah, and you can
do yoga.
And you can become a certified yoga instructor. It's not everybody who can do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I think should go for a break. I digest on there.
Hi, this is Thank God It's Friday, the extended version. You are here on the TDA Tele radio station, broadcasting out of the primary campus in Mochudi. Don't touch that dial.
Expressed on this show are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Dow Academy. Any content provided by bloggers or authors are of
Yo,
their opinion
this is Poetic
and are not
Science
intended
Hacks.
to malign.
Finished my school like yesterday. But yo, we're still trapped. Yo, we trapped in the shackles of ignorance. We suffer as a consequence of our ignorance. Then we call our ignorance our happiness. We stay remain ruled by government devils, sadistic devils who care about riches. Now the government system is an elitist. I don't give a damn if you get mad or pissed. Our sadness and worries will never dissolve in the useless salary. Exploiting me for cheap labor and still call me a non-entity. Look at my lifestyle, I've lost my identity. Blindfolded by fake religion as a spiritual entity. I still guilty, hands playing a huge role in contraband and robbery. From government officials to the police and the national army. Instead of protecting people, they rob them and beat them down brutally. Actually, the waters of grace will never go insipid. Until eternity, you taste the flavor of the majestic. 1,000 of us have shifted our accent. First world controllers achieve 99.9%. I can repeat my statement, still you say it's nonsense. If you blind, consider your conscience. Someday you will comprehend my lyrical content. Poetic building a spiritual monument. People in the hood are at the verge of complacency. Although they can see we are at the urge of catastrophe. They're killing the dark continent from the level of a country. Selling cheap TVs, DVDs to blind you easily. Powder and cigarettes, alcohol and no other cheap commodities. This is meant to mutilate your health and poison your mental capabilities with deadly chemicals and medicines and vaccines to call it immunity. We can't fight because of spirituality. We can't fight because of spirituality. We can't fight because of spirituality. Yo, ka se jata pele se tswana ka so sa tlhakang tshuke ba itse ke mogaka me ba ka se ntsupe fitise thipa timanyana e rupe o se bononong farakalala go ga yona o tla ha khamana khuma mathari ya tshorega re sele re ntse re bothega se tsanyana mele ya rekisa e le re ba re tšhelete ya pekisa o ka ja dithare ka meno go fitla a robega me tse go tswa mo tseding a khoberega wa bona ka matho wa e reka wa botlhoka boroko na ke lapile ke dithopo botshelo bosiane tseo ke tsa toropo tsokolo me wa se bona skoropo gantsinyana kobo ke ithuba segole botsipa jo ga ba itse ba bobone ba butsi ba ka moso ke a gakolola mo ditlhakong tsa ga Jesu ba tlampapola mokoko le lepetere ya ntatlola ke na Johane wa mokolobetsi ke go ngathele botsipa ke mooketsi bicycle se robega botsa Johnny Kobedi a ke sepe sentse ke sopedi ka tebo ya semoa ke mo profite modimo wa saragantshwane jaaka Dafite ba batla go itse le ina fa ke di dira ditsina tsa kopelo le dipina ba batla go itse le ina fa ke di dira ditsina tsa kopelo le dipina poetic syntax ditupanka di kgetha ka motswako ka baseta masho go tswa thobeng a pepper le feletsa ka mogami ke pega matsogo mme ke tsetse mo minokantshwane mo moribong ke a tshabega.
So yeah, we've come to the tail end of our show. As you can hear, my voice is officially cracking.
You've been here for 2 hours straight.
I've been here for 2 hours straight. And from here, hopefully I'm not going to do a lot more talking. But we never know. So, what do we finish?
I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Have you tried out hiking before?
Yes, I have.
Really?
My bones hurt just thinking about it. I did a 6-kilometer hike once. It was
nice.
No, it was not. I did not enjoy that.
Do you like nature? All the way there.
This was a bushwalk for starters, right? So this was in Jwaneng. 60 Ks. Yo, like my life changed.
Exactly, the nature.
No, this was more like the sun versus the sand. That's what it was. The sun versus the sand, because it was crazy. I think I started at 7, and I finished at 4 or 5 p.m.
7 a.m.
Yeah.
to 4.
Yeah, like I think it was 3, 4 somewhere there. I think I woke for 8 hours.
8 hours. Obviously, you rested on the way. Like
Yeah,
okay.
just like a, but you can't rest for too long because you don't want your muscles to start relaxing. Because when they start relaxing,
you won't
then,
stand up.
Yeah, then exactly your legs start feeling like
Start heavy.
breaks. Yeah. So literally, I think would work. And resting wasn't like sitting; you stay standing. Because again, you don't want to just you want the blood to keep flowing.
Okay.
So literally, you remain standing for like 10-15 minutes, drink some water.
So you never
catch your
enjoyed
breath, and
hiking?
I think I could
Or
say
maybe it's not for you.
I think I think things like hiking, right, they grow on you. So the more you do it, the more you enjoy it. So I think I went through that phase. I did it. I enjoyed it. And I think I just felt like, you know what, I've done my part, I'm good, and let me move on with my life. But I also think, given the opportunity, I definitely would go for a hike. Absolutely.
I would like to try it.
You haven't hiked before?
No.
I asked you all those questions and you haven't hiked. You must hike. Hiking is good. It's really good for you.
I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
Did you like have those camera?
No,
No. You know, like how those people for hiking, they have the big bag and the camera.
I was gonna say something, but reviews and opinions. I can't say what I wanted to say. So because views and opinions, so I can't say anything. But yeah.
So you didn't take pictures of the nice birds?
No. I mean, no. I'm okay, thank you. I don't want to drop my phone. I don't want to drop my camera in the middle of nowhere and then it breaks. Nah, I'm okay. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a quote then. The surest way to corrupt a youth is to instruct him to hold in higher esteem those who think alike than those who think differently. So this one is about peer pressure. It's a quote about peer pressure.
It's a quote about peer pressure.
Yeah.
So, but there's some times when peer pressure is good.
Yeah, there's positive peer pressure, then there's negative peer pressure.
Facts. Okay. Oh, cool. Thanks for that. Thank you so much, Amanda, for taking the time to hang out. How's Angie doing, by the way?
Oh, she's fine.
She's fine. Okay, awesome. So hopefully on Monday
she comes
she'll
back.
be here. If she's not, then I think we can work out and see if we can have her virtually for a few minutes. you
Yeah.
know? We'll see how to get it
Because I
done.
miss my host and co-host.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah. In any case, ladies and gentlemen, this was Thank God It's Friday, the extended version. I was hanging out with GT initially, and now I was hanging out with
And
Amanda.
different types of people in the way.
Yeah, actually, we had Lex in the studio, and we had the homie Samba T and the T's for Timeless in the studio as well. And
Then you had me
and
talking
then,
about different kinds of coffee.
coffees and hiking,
Which I'm gonna
and
try out.
yoga. Yeah, actually, I'll bring you some. I'll bring you some
The
good
coffee.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right, guys. This is us. We've got news in 2 minutes. So we're gonna try and see if we can squeeze in one more song before we head out.
I'm rapping on a drill beat. It ain't me, but I'ma do it anyway. Cause you feel I'm crazy. I'm about to make another hit. Wax on, wax off, Mr. Miyagi time. See, I'm too legit and never quit. Peace side, representing I was born and bred for this. See, you quality my heartbeat. I'm too sick with an ink, jump on the beat and land on 2 feet. Let's take it, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a veteran. Lepala Gabo Undertaker, never die, I'm better than haters thought I was dead and gone. Marina Silo, get Lula Moba swinging, get Silo, call me Predator. Call it Terminator, better think I can't be falling, so I got I'm sick with a microphone. Much like original, I spit in the face face of the devil himself, burning hell. Lona ba hate and bana ba ka satane. Diabole wa tseba gore ga re palekane. Ke kgwa mafoko a me no di tlhong ka nkane ke sekere sa bole ya ditlhaka ke general ka phansa ga se sephiri e pile ka nyansa. Matter of fact, I use my lyrics to silence the rap critics. I'm rapping on a drill beat. It ain't me, but I'ma do it anyway. Cause you feel like Gramercy. I'm about to make another hit. Wax on, wax off, Mr. Miyagi time. See, I'm too legit and never quit. Peace side representing I was born and bred for this. See, you quality to my heart. Yeah. I'm too sick with it. Jump on the beat and then
drinking the vodkas with all of my manners. We turning it up like we ain't got no manners, no manners. I fill up my cup with a beverage. I smoke too much weed now. I think I'm in heaven. Spitting these verses like I am a reverend. Go hard on this beat, I go harder than Neno. Keep gunning like I got that infinite ammo. I'm popping and I know you nigga can handle. I'm saucy, I'm out of the oven like Nando's, like David. I can't cut the jam with a pebble. I'm scaring these rappers like I'm Freddy Krueger. Jeepers creepers, watch how I'm gonna maneuver. I came with a vibe and you know how we do it. These haters keep hating cause I'm never losing. Low pops like my daddy, my verses I'm using. In peace side, I'm leading the new school, no fooling.
I'm rapping on a drill beat. It ain't me, but I'ma do it anyway. Cause you feel like Gramercy. I'm about to make another hit. Wax on, wax off, Mr. Miyagi time. See, I'm too legit and never quit. Peace side representing I was born and bred for this. See, you quality my heartbeat. I'm too sick with the ink, jump on the beat and then the two. I'm the lyrical version of Freddy Krueger. Nightmare, drop a beat, you kahulela pana di bene. I'm the Grim Reaper, yeah, get all the ones at the head. Jeepers creepers, your boys on another level. Like Dracula, my go get hopa mutira le madi. I'm spectacular, personification of domination. This lyrical demons are taking over me. Darn it, heavyweight champion of the world. Damn it, how am I possessed? No way in hell. Get my takala like Tokolo si petsu ke posi. Di taka hamolela gili no si ke khosi. I'm the twaka make it all the twaka nyaski bomba kana. Unleash the horror ya mutwako owner upon y'all. Blessed with a lyrical curse. And that the Lucifer utwapa na people when this nigga spit a verse. I'm serious. Chaka this ain't no child's play. I'm rapping on a drill beat. It ain't me, but I'ma do it anyway. Cause you feel like Gramercy. I'm about to make another hit. Wax on, wax off, Mr. Miyagi time. See, I'm too legit and never quit. Peace side representing I was born and bred for this. See, you quality my heartbeat. I'm too sick with the ink, jump on the beat and land a 2 feet. See.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Dow Academy. Any content provided by bloggers or authors are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
Catch Scops NGT on the Art Show every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 2 p.m. Baking it big,
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel a chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, you can't be replaced. So no one else can do. That's why I'm still my love for you. I won't please you any way I can. I won't share my world, don't you understand? Love is a one in a million. It goes on and on and on. You give it all day long. Your love is a one in a million. It goes on and on and on. You give me a really good feeling all day long. Turn me inside out, make my heart beat. Need no one else, you're all I need. Personality, everything you do, it's me love, everything about you. Your smile, your style, so fly. Tonight, I crush on you, that's true.